What's up, everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ Podcast. This is episode 6 of the EZPZ Podcast. Today I'm here with my co-host, Dan Brown.
What up, what up?
And special guest of honor, Shelby Johnson, because Nick Gandy's on vacation. So, Shelby, what's up? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do around here in Des Moines? You know, what are you doing to make Des Moines a better place?
I work at Flick's Brew House. It's in Merle Hay Mall. I spend most of my time there, actually. I like it a lot. There's a lot of different things that happen. There's rowdy people all the time.
You work there with one of your best friend and roommate, Chrissy.
Yep,
so
Chrissy.
That's cool. So Shelby, just to get you acquainted with our audience, tell us your 2 favorite bands.
I really, really, really like Balance and Composure. Liked them for a while. And then there's...
You've seen them live a couple times, right?
Yeah, 3 times.
Cool.
And then... It's really hard to pick a second one. There's quite a few of my favorite bands. I really like Hotel Books. Actually, I'm just starting to get into Drake.
Oh, yeah? Dude, so I got her playing Drake on Spotify the other day, all day, his new album, if you're reading this. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. I like Drake a lot. I mean, Dan loves Drake. And
it's funny, Chrissy just hates Drake.
So whenever she bumps to Drake
Who hates Drake?
I don't know. She hated him, and then it kind of just tied into me. Yeah, you hate him. I don't think I like him very much. And then started listening to him on Spotify, and now I just cannot put it down.
Yeah, he's solid. He's solid. That's for sure.
All right, so what's new, Shaun? What's going on?
So what's up? What's going on in our lives? Basically, we didn't record a podcast last week because Memorial Day. We had people doing shit, celebrating this awesome weather that we had. Shelby and I actually she's my sister, I don't know if I said that, but Shelby Johnson, Shaun Johnson, but we took a family vacation and, celebrate our family and heritage. Went up to northern Iowa, Buffalo Center, and Scarville, Iowa, and just basically, my dad was just basically telling us, our family heritage and, talking about our grandma and grandpas and dead people in our history. So that was fun and all, but... whatever.
It's nice to learn about, considering we didn't really know much about it before.
It was basically a vacation, or a mini, day vacation for my dad.
Yeah.
He was loving it, He wants us to know about our heritage, and just like any parent.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Dan? What did you do for this last week or week off?
So, there was the Food Truck Throwdown yesterday.
Okay, for sure.
Club.
Fast forward to yesterday.
So, for those who don't know, did you hear that? So, yeah, obviously that, thing got passed, I don't know the word, petition, or whatever it was, so they could have food trucks downtown.
For sure.
And then they got all the food trucks together for this event at the Social Club. And
it seems like word spread really quick around Des Moines about the food trucks. I saw tons of people going and attending it yesterday, just through social media.
Okay, yeah, so what I'll get to is basically, my buddy actually hit me up randomly. He was he never hits me up, and we're going to go at I don't know what time it was. It was 5 to 10. And we go at 6:30, and we walked. It was a 10-minute walk from here.
Where was it held at? Where's the Throwdown?
In the Social Club. The new Social Club, which was the old fire department.
Yeah, right. Okay, for sure.
So
where that comic book...
Yeah, they have the coffee shop with all the comic books in there. So yeah, we went, and as soon as we got there were so many people in this tiny space. There was thousands of people. It was so ridiculous that we didn't even get food, and we just left.
Really?
We were there for 5 minutes. I shit you not. The line for just getting wristbands, not even to get the $5 drinks, just to get the wristbands, wrapped around the block. It was hundreds of people. I was fuck this shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck this. It was not the right space. I mean, as for the amount of people, it wasn't the right space. But with the right amount of people, it would have been a good space. But there's so many people, you could barely walk. So I was fuck that. But I was still hungry, and we're still trying to get some food. So have you been to Tacopocalypse yet?
No, I've never been there. Okay. I mean, one of our mutual friends works there. Larry, last I heard.
Second home, though.
It wasn't as good as I hoped. But will I go there again? Yes. I've just felt like a tiny space. Maybe it was Saturday. It was prime dinner time. It was 6:37 on a Saturday.
What'd you get?
I got some quesadilla with bacon.
So when you put it on when you rate it against other fast food type taco places, what do you think? Taco John's, Taco Bell.
Oh, way better than that.
Right, so it's not garbage.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't have a fast food taste, but it was so greasy. Mine was so greasy. It was almost gross, but it tasted so good.
Is it in the same echelon as Zombie Burger? So pricey high end burgers or tacos, I should say.
See, it was
put like tons of shit on it. Like, what's their thing? Tacopocalypse. You know, with Zombie Burger, they just do crazy burgers.
You know, I didn't really catch like a thing that they had.
A theme or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
but everything they had looked pretty good. But basically, you know, there's the 2 parts of Zombie Burger where you can sit down and eat. And there's the fast food section, but you're still paying the same amount of money either side.
Yeah.
It was like the fast food part of Zombie Burger. Like, I paid, I don't know, $8-9 for a quesadilla, and it was good. It was pretty big. And
so
it,
sort of
brought it
like
out
the
to
same
you.
thing as Zombie Burger.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to know in Des Moines that hasn't been there, like me, myself, and everyone. Is it better than Tasty Tacos?
I hate Tasty Tacos.
Oh, drop it bombs!
I don't like
better.
it very much either.
Wow.
Tasty Tacos taste like shit.
Honestly, I
think
only
it's that
like.
great.
I think it's solid, but like, Des Moines gonna hate us. Like, we gotta move, yo. No, I'm not. I don't hate Tasty Tacos by any stretch. I think it's great. But Lydia loves Tasty Tacos. A lot of my friends love Tasty Tacos. I mean,
I feel like it might be more of the hype than the food.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly,
I'm not going to disagree with
that.
that. One of my favorite things to do, though, on like a Tuesday is go to Surplus Tuesday at Cobblestone, so $5 movie, and then get Tasty Tacos before or after the movie. So, I don't know. I guess I just have good memories with Tasty Tacos. Solid. So, you don't like Tasty Tacos, but you like Tacopocalypse.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after that, I doubt you've gone. Have you gone to that new wine bar yet?
No. You were telling me about the wine
Yes.
bar last week. Okay.
It's called Della Vidi. It's
Where's
right next. It's right next to Lime Lounge, so it's on that corner. It was that building that they actually like transported next to Lime Lounge.
Okay.
Is what it is, and they just worked.
So in
on
the
it.
East Village.
Yeah, it's in
Just
the East
down
Village.
the street a little bit from Uptown. That's pretty much what everyone like uses now is like Woolies and Uptown. Where's everything from Woolies and Uptown?
Yeah. So it's right next to the new ray gun, all that. Have
So
you been
how
to
do
the new
they-
ray gun actually?
No.
I haven't yet, but it looks like a.
I like Ray Gun. I like the concept, and I think it's great that it came out of Des Moines. But I just never been there.
Huh.
I went there.
Interesting.
The new one?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
like they're just very witty shirts. I mean, right?
There's a couple that are really good, but then most of them are just like,
Eh,
I'll pass.
So, do they do printing at Raygun too? Is it a printing place where you can go like submit a design and get it printed? Because we could get some shirts going there.
You know, that's a good question.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Soon
look
to
it up
come.
if it connects. Somebody out there.
So
New wine bar, Della Vidi. This is after Tacopocalypse. And we get there, and my sister actually recommended it to me. And before that, I wanted to figure out what place this was because I could tell it was a new bar, and of course, I love drinking. So basically, I have to go to this bar. And my sister went, and she said it was a good time. So how it works, actually, is a self-serve wine bar. So you go in, and there's the first floor, and there's the second floor, and then there's a little patio area. But on the first floor and the second floor, you got 20 bottles of wine.
wow.
It is different from the second floor and the first floor. And there's like a register area on the first floor where you pay. It's the owner, I assumed, who is doing it. And you pay him, let's say, just like $20 or whatever. He'll give you like a card that has $20 on it.
Like Dave and
And
Buster's.
and basically it's just like a vending machine for wine.
Wow.
And there's like 3 amounts you can get. You can get like a third of a glass or like half glass or full glass. And with different dollar amounts, you just stick your card in and it just pours it out. And I had a good time.
oh, that sounds
That's pretty cool. How much was it in like what do you think the prices were? Obviously
The
it's
prices
different
were-
for each kind of wine, but
Yeah, the prices were all pretty good. I was just tasting a bunch
what,
of
you just
different
dropped
wines.
like $10-20?
I just dropped $20.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and I tasted, I don't know, like 6 different wines.
Cool.
So it was a good time. I definitely recommend
What do you like how's the ambiance at Della Vidi? I mean like
it was packed.
cuz it's 2 floors you said, right?
Yeah. It was packed on the first floor, and then after they all left, the owner who I was talking to said that there was like 3 separate parties who were down there.
Okay.
And who came at like the same time. So I guess we just came at a bad time. But the upstairs was pretty spacious, and they have like couches and they got tables. They have like all different like nooks and crannies that you can like just grab a drink in.
And just get your own like little group and your own little corner.
Yeah, no, it was
That's
a really
cool.
good spot.
Yeah, that's something that I really appreciate about the lift because we were just at the lift recently, and we'll get back to that at the end of the show or a little bit from a little bit later. But basically, the lift, I've never been there ever, and I like how it has like that little back area with just a few couches. You can just take your friends back there, right? You know, on a Saturday night, right after dinner or something, right before you head out to Barcane or Jokers if you're into Jokers. Sticky floor. Getting stuck on the floor and, you know, dealing with a lot of people grabbing your butts. Okay, so Shelby and we were late to the podcast today because we had to talk to the police officers because they came knocking on our door right before the show today on this beautiful Sunday morning in Des Moines, Iowa.
Your door?
Well, they called Lydia first. But anyway, what happened was yesterday, right before Lydia and I were about to head out for the day, she went to her car and she just saw her like glove compartment contents just all over the front seat. And she was just like, oh, what the hell? So she looks in there and she automatically just notices her iPod's missing because it's usually plugged into her stereo or whatever. And so she texts me and I'm like, call the cops, file a report. You have to file a report. That's the bottom line. Because if you don't, nothing's going to get done at all. At the very least, they're going to like scope out the street more,
They'll see a chain of events happening. They'll send like an email out to everybody in the neighborhood.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so she files a report reluctantly because it's just kind of embarrassing, calling about some $80 iPod. They probably have bigger fish to fry and bigger problems, but it's smart to file a report.
Like arresting black people.
God! No, you're supposed to say killing black people.
Shooting them in the
fucking
back.
Cops. No, I'm just kidding. This is a shout out to cops in Des Moines.
This is a family friendly show. We can't say that.
Yeah. So she files a report, and lo and behold, today, right before Shelby and I were about to leave to come to the podcast, the cops call and they're like, hey, we caught the kids last night. 3 kids, probably, I don't know. He said kids, so I'm assuming under 18. Mm-hmm. Just 3 kids had a camcorder, had iPods, had a bunch of stuff on them while they were breaking into other cars. Like, what are you doing?
I was about to say, that's the dumbest thing you can do. Don't have that shit on you.
Yeah, they just kept it in the backpack and they were just throwing stuff in, apparently.
Yeah, a story about that. I got a kid arrested about last year for stealing a bunch of shit. Same thing. He was like 16, 17, and he had a backpack that he was putting stuff in. And
he just kept everything in.
And when the police arrested him, they went through it, and they found so much more shit from so many other stores. Like, you just don't carry around that.
Yeah, idiot. Yeah, thieves out there. We're trying to, we're trying to educate you. You need to not carry around stuff that you stole the previous day. So they call her. She filed a report for the iPod. It was in a clear case, and what do you know? They find that exact same thing, and they're able to bring it to our front door. She shows them their ID, Lydia. She shows them on the iPod. It says Lydia's iPod Classic.
What?
Boom!
Right.
She gets her iPod back. So this is a lesson to all you kids out there that you need to just file the report. But what I think is interesting about this is that this isn't like the first time I've heard of a break-in recently in Des Moines, Iowa.
Right.
Shelby, where do you live, for instance? Or what neighborhood do you live in?
I moved to Drake late January, early February with my roommate Chrissy, and my Jeep was broken into twice so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Was it locked?
Well, the first time it was locked, and then I get to my car and I see like my windows jink down. So then I open it and I just look in there. Everything's just everywhere, all over my car. Things in my back seat, in the front seat. So then I'm like, great. And my Jeep is 1990. It's like 25 years old, almost 26. So it's super old. The speedometer light actually just went out maybe a week before this. And so what I did was I bought a computer light, hooked it in there, and then that way I could see, at night how fast I'm going, where to shift, because it's a manual. So I get in there, and luckily that's like the only thing that I had valuable in my car. So that's gone. Now I just have to use my phone flashlight, to see where I'm going. So then that happens, and a week before that, not even, Chrissy's car is broken into. She locks her car all the time, so I don't know.
So your parking lot at the apartments you live in, though, isn't on the street?
No, it's right
behind.
Behind, and it's well lit. We have a camera. My car was actually, it's a camera inside the doorway. And my car, the first time it happened, was right outside that door. I asked my landlord for, the footage or whatever after I filed the police report, but no, he didn't really get back to me, so that's unfortunate. But not only was my stuff rummaged around and, missing, there was a bag of beer cans in there.
What? Yeah, it's like homeboy just leaves his trash.
It seriously looked like he just sat in there after he rummaged through all of my stuff and just sat in there and drank it like tall boys. It's like a big come-go bag,
I mean, I have nothing else to trade for this computer light. I'll leave these 5-cent deposit cans.
Well,
spend all day getting these.
Yeah.
So what I do is I file the report and then I tell the cop, and he looks in there. He's like, oh, and I was like, no, those aren't mine. He left them in there. I was like, And he's like, okay, first thing to do, I'm going to give you advice, is take the cans back for money. I was like,
the empty beer can bandit. It's like some Home Alone idiot robber shit.
Right. And then the second thing he says is he's like, just leave your car unlocked from now on. I was like...
The cop said that?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, it kind of makes sense, because then your window's not going to get broken or anything, but still, like, it happened again, last week?
Yeah, just last week.
Saturday or what? And so, just happened again, and my doors, were unlocked, and I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really help. Just depends where you live, I guess. Bottom line, people suck that break into cars. It's just the principle, It's not even like if you have something missing. It's the principle. Violation of privacy.
It's just, you feel violated, hands down. Like somebody went through and looked at your documents in your car.
Right.
You keep insurance information. You keep all that stuff. Your title to your car.
Your guys' people are like idiots, but there's people out there who are skilled at this shit. For a fucking fact.
Yeah.
And they'll just flip through, and they already know what they're getting. They'll be out of your car in like 30 seconds. Boom, done.
Yeah. So
those are the people you have to look out for, because dumbasses like this will get caught all the time.
Right.
But there's like skill.
Lydia's car was on the street too, which is weird because how does that happen? How do you get away? Because there's no way they only went for her car. They went up and down the whole street.
I was about to say, I have heard things from people that the Drake neighborhood is really good for breaking into cars, because you there's so many people who park on the street, and it's a lot of college kids.
There's just people walking around all the time.
And there's so many trees and everything that you can just walk next to all these cars, and just hop back on the sidewalk, just disappear into the trees and shit. So Drake neighborhood, I would never live there. Just
not at all.
Thanks for telling me that in January before I moved in.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
And she signed a 15-month lease, so she's stuck for a full year from now.
I know you're tired of dumb shit, so check this hit. I see the neck breaking, but shaking freaks of this year. Yeah, so peep the stilo of how it go. Your neck turn, cause your head already knows. So pass that, and watch quads dip fast. And have honeys back in the Jeep catching whiplash. Backs so fat, have you all on smile. Take my dip to the motel, do things and make you raise your eyebrows. I'm coming soon, y'all about to get me. So hit that, ooh, but protect your jack. Still stabbing with my arm. Be blowing up blocks and think you was sitting on an elbow. Stay on and keep rocking, please. I feel sorry for the blind men. It ain't seeing these acting. We roll with bad trends or basics. After I'm done, I pass her on to the next phase.
Turn, cause she know her back is flat. Shake it up like this, and look like that. She got your head turning, cause the face ain't whack. Move on like this, and then like that. She got your head turning, she look like a snack. Now we stone like this, and then like that. She got your head turning, cause the back is flat. Shake it up like this, and then like that.
Jersey Shore's been done for years. It doesn't mean that it still doesn't have an effect on society.
Did you see Snooki lost
hella weight?
Yeah, she was actually decent.
Homegirl's
not
actually
my type, not my type,
Oh,
but she
no.
was decent.
If there was any girl that was my type on that, it's J-Wowwza. That girl is off the chain. Alright, so we're going to talk about some stuff that we've been listening to or watching. Basically, Lydia, my girlfriend, has been having Jersey Shore on non-stop for the last 10 days.
It's
and it's been
2008.
Yeah, it's 2008, 9. No, but Jersey Shore, that show is so fucking crazy because they just manufactured this whole bunch of group of Guidos and Guidettes to every single episode. It's so weird. They have a story to it, and
they try to make a story out of it.
They try to make a story out of
At least
everything.
They try, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
it's not very good. But
it's insane how much how big of an impact Jersey Shore has had on society, because I still see small little snippets of
GTL.
Yeah, GTL, people always doing that kind of shit, but
oh god, Jim Tan London.
Yeah.
I was like,
yo, I'm going hard on the G, a little bit on the T and the L, but I'm going hard on the G this week. Yo, I'm going to go hard in the gym.
Don't forget the fist pump.
Yeah,
that
the fist
big
pump.
One.
It's just, it brings me back to 3, 4, 5 years ago now.
I was about to say 5 years ago.
Making a drinking game out of it whenever Snooki showed her vag. It's every single episode though. It's the same drama, same dumb shit, fighting.
Whenever I watched it, I was telling you earlier this week when we were kind of talking about this, but I always watched it at my girlfriend's house at the time, and I would just be wasted. Just watching it.
Exactly.
It's such a good show to watch when you're drunk because it's so stupid. But if I was sober, I wouldn't watch it for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't.
I loved growing up though, just to go back a little bit farther in MTV's like recent 10 years of their like television history, I really love the Road Rules, I think, and Real World. Do you ever watch those? The Real World? That's pretty much where Jersey Shore came from.
Yeah.
Like, where they get a bunch of strangers from all across the country, different personalities, different people, and living in one house, and then like chaos happened. Like,
what was that? It wasn't on MTV. What was that show though that was like that? It was on like CBS.
Big Brother? I don't know.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I ate that stuff up as like a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid, because you saw a bunch of like hot chicks and like just going around, like, I don't know. It was just like one of those things that...
Oh, shit.
So now what are you guys on to?
So after we watched the Jersey Shore for like 10 excruciating days, we're on to Adventure Time though.
Yes.
So Adventure Time is the shit, because recently our group for Electric Force just decided that we're all going to go, like, our group collectively is going to go as characters from Adventure Time. I'm obviously going to go as Lemon Grab.
Yes.
Sir Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy Lemon Grab.
You would be so good at that because he is the biggest spaz on the show.
Is he? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna like obviously study his. I'm gonna become a method actor with this. Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna study his like little quips and like how he
personality.
acts. Yeah.
Really get into it.
Yeah, get into it really.
You really have to watch that episode. I think it's Young One, season 3, episode 5. Not that I know, you know.
Yeah. Jesus.
I love Adventure Time.
I haven't watched it from beginning to end.
No.
But Tay will always watch it, so I'll always be like, season 5, episode 2.
One of those things. That's one of those shows that I could watch with like my almost like year and a half old, 2-year-old nephew, Stryker, and then I would get a lot out of it too. Like he would just see like
shows that are like that.
It's crazy how intelligent and how like smart the writing is, because all this, like, even the animations, like, you'll see someone's belly rumbling and it's like the grossest looking thing, but it's still kind of like cool. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
And the stories are really in depth too. Super simple at the same time, but like if you look into it, they're like real in depth.
Yeah, the one that we were just like kind of watching while I was getting ready to come here and record episode 6 today was this one where like this man and woman spider were like fighting on like this like mountaintop
rock
and like like this rock or whatever, and like they had a web and like the man could like spin the web and the woman couldn't spin the web because she was like pretty much like constipated. That's pretty much what they're getting at. But the guy's kind of being sexist about it, and like Finn and Jake are just sitting there like being, yo dude, that's not cool, like don't be sexist. It's like little undertones like that. That's so
subliminal.
Cool. Yeah, subliminal like undertones to the show, and like it just, that's how you teach. You have to teach kids. You have to give them, like, you have to feed them like something like that.
They're gonna take more of that than they would anything else.
Right. The moral of the story, though.
No kid wants to sit down and hear how you shouldn't be sexist or racist. But if you like put it behind the cartoon, they'll watch it.
The moral of the story was like the woman was pregnant. And like, so like the man and the woman spider have been fighting this whole episode, and then when she's like getting so pissed off trying to like, I don't know, spin a web from her butt, it explodes and like baby spiders start flying everywhere. It's like the grossest, nastiest thing. You see her like, basically like, if you ever see a guy, have you seen those videos online where a guy's like doing a squat and it's way too much weight and his butt just like implodes? That's what it looked like. The spider's butt implodes and like baby spiders are showering all over Jake and Finn, and it's just gross as hell. But it's not gross as hell because it's like a cartoon.
It has a good moral to it.
Okay,
moral to the butt explosion.
Okay, speaking of weird things exploding out of butts, there were... Okay, for real. I was gonna like put this in our show notes and maybe talk about it, but now that we're talking about it, there's a video that surfaced recently, past week, of like the world's biggest puppet show involving humans or some shit.
What?
Let's just pause this real quick. I'll show you.
Okay, we're gonna watch this video. Hold up. That was really weird. I'm like kind of weirded out.
Okay,
like,
so what did we watch? We watched a giant
spraying
people.
Well, no, that was at the end. So at the beginning, it was like this giant, like bald woman laying on her side, like a puppet, giant though,
huge,
like 100, like probably 100, 200 feet long, and it was just like moaning and yelling, and then one eyeball open, just blinking, and then like a boulder or something falls on its head, then it's like moaning even harder and yelling harder, and then a baby pops out of its vagina, literal vagina, like floppy, like you know those blow up guys are in front of like car salesmen, like
they're like wiggity,
like those blow up wobbly but like air What are they called?
I don't even know, but I know exactly what
They're
you're talking
air
about.
guys. I don't
Wobbly
know.
air guys. It was like that. It was like powered by like air. And like just this baby pops out of the vagina, it just starts crawling around, and like the audience is like going, ooh, ah.
Well,
audience is filled
so
with kids.
educational.
Kids. They're all
Okay,
kids.
Tons of kids too.
But if
That's,
you okay, this was in San Francisco, so there's so many fucks out there like that. Like, oh, this is so intriguing.
Yeah, this is
art.
Yeah, art, yeah.
is
So the baby pops out, starts walking around, like meeting people. Then, like all of a sudden, body parts start falling off of this thing. Next thing you know,
there's a pig.
the baby, yeah. Well, the pig's like this announcer. It was like a little piglet thing walking around, just like the creative creations or something. And the baby
Eventually
walks
just
up to
gets eaten.
the woman's teat and starts sucking on it. And then the teat falls off and starts spraying the crowd. And then it's like, this is like daytime. And then all of a sudden there's like, this is going on all night where body parts are falling off. Things are going crazy. And then like nighttime happens and there's a penis that comes out and starts spraying the crowd. Just like, what
After
the fuck?
the vagina falls off.
After the vagina falls
Oh,
off,
what the
yeah.
hell?
God.
What the
Okay,
fuck,
we'll
Dan?
put-
Why'd
we'll
you
put it
show
in the
that,
bio.
Dan?
Why-
We'll put
what
it
are
in
you
the
watching?
bio.
Why'd you show that,
We'll put it
Dan?
in the
I don't know
bio.
if I'll be able to sleep
At
now.
first, Sean was just laughing about it, like, haha, what the hell? This is fucking weird. And then later you just see his face, like, what the
This
fuck?
is weird.
I
There's like
cannot
little
watch
kids
this.
out there just like laughing because a dick spraying him
And
in the
playing
face.
with, yeah.
It was so weird.
It was though. It was.
This was happening on the streets of San Francisco for like what? An
was-
educational purpose?
It was. It's at
Maybe.
Somersault Festival.
Somersault.
SUMMERSALT, like salt and pepper.
Oh.
So I've never heard of it.
Either
Probably
way,
never
check
will.
it out in the show notes if you want
I feel like
to
inflatable
ruin your
dicks.
day.
If you want to have nightmares.
So with Nick Gandy about to go on vacation this last week, he went on vacation Friday, obviously. He was unable to, with getting things ready, packing, and so forth. He was unable to go with Dan and I to the Lift on Tuesday night to see the Pants Off Podcast, first ever live recording, which was really cool. Brian Campos has this awesome podcast. He gave us a huge shout out at the show before we even met the guy, which was like just an awesome moment. But Brian Campos does the Pants Off Podcast where he interviews big wigs, celebrity, like Des Moines celebrities, well-known people that are just doing shit, doing awesome shit, creating art, being a part of just music, the music scene and so forth. And yeah, what do you think about that, Dan?
It was a good time. They're playing, or he wasn't playing. The Maytags were playing.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
I've
that
never
was
seen the
cool.
Maytags, which is kind of weird, but they're one of the biggest bands in Des Moines right now. They're blowing up, and I think the lead singer is a freaking monster, man. He's so good.
They played at that Food Truck Throwdown.
Last night? Okay.
Yeah, last night. My sister went, actually. I don't think I told you. Yeah, my sister went to that, and she waited, I shit you not, like an hour and 45 minutes for one food truck.
Jeez.
That's unbelievable. Like,
Right?
That is
so like
An
food
hour
trucks-
and 45 minutes. She was like, I've been here for an hour and a half, and then she was like at the front of the line. So it had to be hour 45 for one food truck. That's how insane it was.
the reason why food trucks work is
They're
because
fast.
people are drunk and they don't care about how long they have to wait, if they have to wait, and they just want like some greasy, like not high quality food. Like you're not gonna get a 5-star restaurant food there. And so that's why food trucks work. So when you bring it, like, for dinner time, a bunch of people are hungry. There's, like, only, what, how many trucks? 12, 15, 20?
I want to say there was probably 20.
Okay, 20 trucks, a few hundred people, everyone, you know, it's going to be huge lines. I really wanted to go to that, but, you know, obviously I had my friend Ben Matthews' wedding. Anyway, let's get back to the Pants Off podcast. That was really cool. Like, he interviewed the band, had some questions for the band, had a funny skit in the beginning where he beat the shit out of his friend. No. Basically seeing Brian Campbell's on stage in front of like 50 people doing his thing for his show, the Pants Off podcast. It inspired like Dan and I to like, whoa, we could, a year or so from now, we could do a live show at the Lift. And we could get like our friend's band or play or something, you know, with us. And just, it was awesome. It was free. It worked really well. He had a bunch of his friends there, and
it was a good crowd.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
you know, I feel like, well, that's one of the only bars. I was already talking to you, but that's one of the bars I like to go to all the time, just for the vibes you get when you go. Because I'll go by myself, and like, it's just, if it's good people around you, you don't really give a fuck.
Right, and yeah, like I said, before we even got a chance to meet him, because obviously he had to talk to a million people throughout the whole night. He's like, oh, EZPZ boys back there, pointing to us, and we're just like, hey.
That's awesome.
Everybody looked, too. Literally everybody turned around. I was like, not prepared.
I know.
Like, literally a sea of people, a packed
shit.
Lift, just everybody turned and looked at us, and I was just like,
oh, snap.
God.
I hate when people look at me. If there's like a group, I don't want to be the center of attention. I just hate it.
Yeah. After his, you know, whole thing was done, right before the Maytags were about to play their second set, which is actually a full set, because he shared the stage with the Maytags pretty much for his podcast and the Maytags' first set. He came down, finally got a chance to meet him, really cool guy. And like he said, you know, I'm a little bit older than you guys, but if I was 19, 20 doing this, I would not have given like a shout out. But, you know, you grow up, you learn that you have to work with people in Des Moines, and that's how we're going to build Des Moines as, you know, a better, more awesome place for music, arts of all kinds, everyone doing their own podcast, everyone doing their own thing. Okay, so right before we end the show, let's talk about music. That's our thing here on the EZPZ Podcast. So A$AP Rocky just released his album a week early this week, didn't he, Dan?
Yes, he did actually. And I was reading, I feel like there's been tons of like interviews and articles coming out about this, more than any other release I've really seen this year even. I don't know why. There's probably more articles.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, he's like got a lot of hype and a lot of buzz going for releasing his album a week early. But I think it kind of coincides with all the other rappers that have been doing it this year. We got Drake who released his album just like that. We have Earl Sweatshirt. We've said every single episode. Tyler did his thing too. And Kendrick just dropping their albums.
Yeah. Well, Kendrick dropped it because it leaked. He dropped it as soon as it leaked. Which is basically what A$AP did. But I was watching an interview. He was talking to his team, and he said they were all basically on the same page with this. And they're like, hey, it's a week till it drops. It's going to leak sometime in this week. Let's drop it today before it leaks. So that's actually why they released it early, which I think is awesome, which I like the direction all this music is going. Just dropping albums.
Yeah, for sure. So Shelby, what do you think about the album on a first few song listen? Because I let you listen to a few of the songs earlier.
Right. I kind of skimmed it over first spin, but it was okay. It's a little vulgar for my taste, honestly.
ASAP goes vulgar in this album.
He does.
Like, in one of the songs, he's like, get that pussy wet. Shake that ass, girl. Get that. Like, what? Dude, like, come on.
A little
like,
vulgar for my taste.
He does have a lot of awesome features.
Yeah, the beats to it, was not bad.
Yeah, I mean, he has got some really good features like MIA, Schoolboy Q.
MIA had a really good verse.
Really good Kanye West song.
I thought MIA was going to
Dude, I love her. She's great.
I thought she was just going to do a hook, but she dropped a verse, and I thought it was really fucking good.
I think she's supposed to be releasing an album this year, too, so I'm excited for that. Juicy J and Joe Fox are featured. Or Joe Fox featured on a lot of the songs, but...
Yeah, so he found this homeless guy on the streets of London because he was recording at his studio in London or whatever. And he found this guy playing guitar on the streets, and he was just trying to sell some music, just get by or whatever. And he really fucked with him, and he just took him back to the studio, and he's on like a handful of tracks,
Damn.
which I think is really cool.
That is pretty cool. Stop, shut the hell up.
That is pretty
Don't mock
cool.
me, come on.
I'm still rocking that Turnover album, Peripheral Vision. If you haven't gotten on that, you fucking up hard.
Yeah, I really dig Turnover. Honestly, I didn't really get into them because my laptop got messed up. My storage is too much, but we got that fixed. So I'm gonna get their album. Which one do you recommend?
The Peripheral Vision album that just came out on Run for Cover Records. Nick and I talked about it briefly a couple weeks ago. You guys need to be getting on that, listeners.
Who is this?
Turnover. They just played here in Des Moines with Newfound Glory in March. I was unable to go to that show, but
I missed
really
it too.
solid. They opened up for Newfound Glory, but they've released one of the better albums of the year so far. Nice. I just can't stop spinning
Never
it.
heard of them. I'm kind of out of that scene.
Yeah, exactly. Nick and I talked about it on the show last time, but as far as other things going on in music, Odd Future, Wolfgang, Kill Them All. Odd Future, yeah, the collective apparently broke up, but they haven't really been a thing for a long time.
They've been doing their solo things for quite a bit now.
So for all those people that don't know who Odd Future is, it's Tyler, the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, who we talk about a lot on the podcast because I love them. They're two of my favorite rappers. Then they've got Frank Ocean, one of the best R&B singers right now, and I cannot wait for his new album that comes out this year. So Shelby, you like Channel Orange, don't you? His last album from 2012.
Yeah, I do actually. I really dig that album. I still listen to it too.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he released an album, and it's like during that like first initial few months, you're like, yeah, this is sick. And then 6 months go by, and you're like, damn, this is still a good album. Yep. And then we're going on 3 years. Like I said, Frank Ocean, great. And then Haji Beats, Left Brain, Domo Genesis, Sid the Kid. There's a lot of like smaller artists that are part of the Odd Future Collective. So there was like this tweet that came out with Tyler, the Creator, this last week about Odd Future. He reflected about them, just how basically he misses his friends a lot 5 years later, and they really haven't done anything that much as an Odd Future Collective. Those 7 letters are forever, although it's no more. So he went on Twitter talking about how obviously it's no more because they're all doing their solo thing like you said. So what did Earl say? Earl responded with some funny tweets.
Yeah, he was like, you kids should stop dressing like Easter baskets.
Yeah.
And talk to some bitches.
Yeah. So for people out there that don't know, Odd Future has this clothing line called Golf, I believe, or something like Golf Wang.
Golf Wang.
Yeah, Golf Wang. And all of the clothing is super bright, vibrant colors, like an Easter basket, it
really is
exact colors, and it's hilarious. Yeah, save yourself years of embarrassment and stop dressing like an Easter basket. Go talk to some bitches. Trust me, daddy. Earl Sweatshirt is such a turd. I love him though. Yeah, savage. I can't wait to see him on my birthday though for Somerset. He's gonna kill it. I'm not really that sick or sad that Odd Future broke up or they're no more because they really haven't been for years.
Right.
What I feel like they're just getting to is the collective is no more, but there are still artists going to be doing the same things they have been for the past year. So they're basically just making it official that they probably aren't going to work together, but they haven't been. So I really feel like it's breaking news, kind of, but it's just...
It's funny, this all started with Tyler, the Creator, just sending these tweets out because he was doing what I was just doing on Friday, just going through old pictures on his computer, and he's just like, all I was doing was looking at old photos with friends and thinking about how time flies. Crazy how one tweet can stir so much. Isn't that how Tyler sounds?
Yeah, it's like,
I'm about to lose my voice
I
rapping.
remember the first time I heard Tyler rap, I was like, damn, this dude's voice.
What was the first song? Because it was definitely that one song where
Yonkers?
Yeah. Dude, that has a
That song goes in.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs by him. But it's just crazy how one tweet from one like pretty big celebrity, I guess, can just stir up all this stuff, like he said, because you really can't live your life when you get this big. I mean, you know, a year from now when the EZPZ Podcast is that big,
I'll be walking down the street and I'll be like pushing people away.
Yeah,
I gotta get to the door, guys.
Yo,
Jesus.
I can't sign this autograph. No, I'm just kidding.
hey, since they broke up, all else fails, we still have Drake to fall back on.
And Frank Ocean this summer.
Yes. Hopefully.
Earl and Tyler released that. No, he's releasing a new album this year. It's for sure. I think it's like it's official.
We'll see.
Hey, speaking of being famous, I got some words to say. Okay,
let's hear it.
Juice Magazine.
Okay,
and it's kind of the one register, but Juice Magazine. Okay, so let's just say a couple weeks ago, I was up all night drinking, doing my thing, and decided that at this point, it was just to stay up all night, go to the farmer's market, because it was Friday night going into Saturday. Farmer's market opens at like 7, and the bars, at least Pines opens at 7, and I know Mickey's opens at like 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever. So I was with some friends. And we went out, and we were just taking shots or whatever, and like, I'm pretty drunk, I'm not even gonna lie.
And what time is it?
I remember vividly taking shots at 7:30
in the morning.
In the morning
on Saturday.
Yes, and then as we were leaving Pines, we were going east, so we're like passing all these places. And let's just say, when I get drunk, I'm not gonna be loud or whatever. But some of the people in my group were being loud, and it attracted some attention from the people who work for Juice Magazine. So they were like, "Hey, can we come over and take your picture?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, sure, like whatever." And that was the only thing they asked permission to use. We talked to them after they take the picture, and we were just like, yeah, we just kind of been up all night, just chilling, just drinking, just doing our thing.
You said that? We've been up all night?
I didn't say that, actually.
Your friends just let them...
Actually, so I didn't actually say that.
Let the rabbit out of the ball.
Yeah, they said that, actually. And I was just chilling. I really didn't say anything. But at any rate, they didn't say they were going to write anything. They didn't say they were going to use any of our words, because we were just talking after the photo. Just like shooting
trying to be
shit.
off record, basically.
Yeah, basically, I thought we were off the record. And
yeah, right.
Turns out, this week's issue, it comes out, and it like quotes us. It doesn't quote me because I didn't say anything, but basically it quotes that we had been up all night drinking, and we were just... And the article, the little headline for the little article says day drinking. No! Like, literally, it says day drinking, and underneath it's like Daniel, Tay, and some other people were just staying up all night drinking, and they thought it was a good idea just to stay up all night and go out to the farmer's market super fucked up. And so fuck you, Juice Magazine. Fuck you. Suck a dick.
Fuck you for the week.
Okay, fuck you. For real. And you know what happened yesterday? Here's where it gets ridiculous. They put that shit in the register.
The Des Moines Register?
Yesterday's register.
You're in the Des Moines Register now?
Texted me yesterday, and she was like, "Did you realize the shit's in the register?" And I was like,
"No way."
I shit you not. And you know what was funny? I was at the bar last night, and the girl next to me was looking through Juice, and she totally scoped me out because I was wearing the same outfit. I was like, "This can't be happening."
This is Stealth Mode Dan. This is so funny about him.
I shouldn't even do this.
Stealth Mode Dan.
I shouldn't go out this month.
Same jacket everywhere he goes. Like he only owns one badass jacket, and so like
that's all you need, though.
I know, like, I get it.
If I picture you in that jacket. I'm like, yeah, I know Dan. And
at every show, at every night you go out, you're rocking that awesome jacket. I mean, it's just like
it's not bad. I'm not bashing on you for it.
I could give a fuck less too if you thought it was bad. I look like
I look like a Gito. Oh god, that's hilarious. So you went from the Juice Magazine into the Des Moines Register because your friends were loudmouths and they were talking about how you guys were day drinking.
I mean, obviously, it's because I'm super attractive and they just want good-looking people in the register.
Right.
But, okay,
so Stealth Mode.
But fuck Juice Magazine for putting words like that in the paper, because if you actually read the article, which we should actually link in the bio.
Sure,
it doesn't obviously try to make it sound bad, but the whole article, it's like 2 paragraphs or like like a long paragraph basically. It's just saying that we've just been up all night partying and we're day drinking with our full names and ages and pictures.
Yeah. Like
so,
a Dito.
Fuck you, Juice Magazine.
You can find me drifting slowly, sinking beneath the sea. Try to catch my breath, a silent struggle drowned in my apathy. Yeah, I'm still caught up on all the things I know I'll never be. Erase me. You won't find me, 'cause I don't know where I am myself, you see. I've been waiting for so long and hoping that I'd see a sign to point me in the right direction. Where I am, the signs have been torn down. No, I won't be back.
All right, thank you for listening to episode 6 of the EZPZ Podcast. You can find me at Shaun S. Johnson. You can find the podcast itself at The EZPZ on Instagram and Twitter. Shelby,
You
where
can find me at Shelby_Veronica on all social media, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
All right, cool. And what about you, Dan? Where can they find you?
Find me in the real world.
Stealth Mode Dan!
Okay, side note, last night I was talking to somebody. Literally, what she said is, I don't have Facebook or anything. I was like, alright, like, cool, whatever. And she's like, find me in the real world. And she laughed.
Whoa.
And I was like, what? What?
You were like, dream girl.
No, I was like,
fiending.
that's like my phrase. That's my phrase.
She
Like,
probably listened to the
you
show.
owe me money now, bitch.
Yeah.
Now, bitch.
Yeah.
Now, bitch.
Yeah.
Now, bitch.
Yeah.